Alright, hey everyone, my name is Mithu, Rahman. Welcome to the next in our series of motivational video vlogs. It's September 2012, and the first thing I want to say is big congratulations to Andy Murray for becoming the first British man to win a tennis Grand Slam tournament in the first time in 179 years or whatever it is. Yes, big respect to him. I mention this because, well, two reasons. One, I'm a big sports person, and two, if anybody watches tennis and follows tennis regularly, they will know that Andy Murray has a team. They're always referring to the Andy Murray team, who are basically his entourage, who are with him with the tournament and are basically there to help him and to support him. Usually includes his coach, his mum, his girlfriend, his nutritionist, his physiotherapist, basically the whole bunch who are there to basically support Andy Murray and help him achieve his goals, which clearly they have done. And I bring this up because, as I was mentioning in our previous video, we talked about building your team to help you succeed, and I think the Andy Murray example is a very, very good example of this. As I mentioned last time, you cannot and you will not succeed on your own. Nobody else has done it. Andy Murray did not win the tournament or any of his other tennis matches by going out and hitting a tennis ball around by himself until he got good at it. No, he needed a team. He needed a support network just the same way as you do. So, how will you go about creating this team? Well, the first thing to remember is you need to have something to offer so that you can build a team around you. You know, what do you offer? What is your product? What is your service? What do you have that's going to make people want to follow you, to make people want to support you in your endeavours? What is your brand? Suppose your name is Michael Jones. What is Michael Jones' brand? What does Michael Jones represent to the outside world? Let's clarify that a little bit. I have here a list of the top 20 most trusted and respected brands or companies as of a survey of July 2012 by YouGov. I'll give you just the top 10, most of which you certainly should have heard of. That's the reason why they are most respected brands. Number 1, Amazon. Number 2, Google. Number 3, BBC iPlayer. Then Marks and Spencer's, which is a department store, BBC, the whole corporation, at number 5, Heinz, food manufacturer, John Lewis, another department store, Boots, which is a chain of pharmacy stores in the UK, Sony Electronics, and then Cadbury, who do mainly chocolate. Okay, so how do these guys get to be the top 10? Well, YouGov, the surveyors, they rank their survey based on 6 main categories. They were quality, value, customer satisfaction, corporate reputation, the impression they made on customers, and how likely the customers were to refer them to another customer. Now, that's quite a bit there. I'll put them all in a list in the video at the bottom, okay? But the reason these things are important is that it doesn't just apply to companies. Which of these things matter to you? Which of these things do people associate with you? Do you represent quality? Do you represent value? Do you represent a good reputation, a good impression, and do you represent the ability to be recommended to other people? That's what comes of your brand. Now, how do companies build their brands? Well, usually spending a great deal of money, but you don't need to do that. In fact, all you need to do is simply ring up your friends, ring up close family members, the people you live with, your work colleagues, anyone who has dealings with you on a regular basis, and you simply ask them, you know, when you think of me, when you think of my brand Michael Jones, back to our example, how does that make you feel? How am I represented when you think of me? Are you thinking of those kind of qualities, or are you thinking something else entirely? And ask people to be honest in their judgments. Ask them to think, not what I want to hear, but what do you actually think about me? And you might be surprised at the answers. Some people who you might expect to give positive feedback on you, they may not, and vice versa. Now the trick is, you don't just think, I like all these good ones here, I'll keep them and chuck all the bad ones away. No, it's the bad ones which are important. Those are the ones that you need to work on. You don't throw those away. You don't just discard them or you get angry with that person. That's not the point of the exercise. No, the point is that you have a look at these things and think, well, a few people have mentioned that I talk too much. I can relate to this. And you think to these things, well, how can I change that perception? If I do that, will that improve other people's perception of me? Does that improve my brand? And so you can build your brand that way, and by becoming a better brand, you automatically get a better team. Don't forget that when you look at things like quality, you want to know, are you a quality person? Do people associate you with being a good quality person? Are you reliable? Value was in there. Now, I've talked about value before, and I will do so again because it's a big thing for myself and for Zesty Blue. It's one of the tenets that we work by. Reputation. Now, I just recently watched a great film called Headhunters. If you've not heard of it, it's a Scandinavian film with subtitles, but don't let that put you off. Go get it out and check it out, okay? Top-notch thriller. And I bring it up because the main character, who is basically a recruitment officer for a major company, he has something very important to say. He says, your reputation is everything. If you don't have a reputation, then you are nothing in business. And he's absolutely correct. We've all heard the term, my name has been dragged through the dirt. It doesn't take long for a reputation to be knocked down, but it takes ages to build it back up again. And without that reputation, then you cannot succeed. So you need a good reputation, and you need others to build that reputation for you. So going back to what I said before, you need to be giving if you want people to give that kind of love back to you. So, the summary take-home for today is build your brand. Are you building your brand every single day? Are you working towards making other people think that you are a reliable quality person? If you are, then you are taking another step closer to being great. That's all we've got for this afternoon, but until next time, live your life with zest, and I'll see you soon.